Hey Miles, so I'm just going to give you some feedback on exercise 28 because there's actually a lot more involved in that than just creating the player class. So I just wanted to go through and kind of step you through what that's about. Let's see. So what we want is, you have all these nice methods for the player, and the player storing his name and storing the current room, which is all good. What we want is, we want the player now to take responsibility for storing the information about what room he's in. Okay, so the game is not going to be responsible for that anymore. So we're going to have the player keep track of whatever his room is right now. So let's do this. Let's add a player. Say private player to the game class. Okay, and then this is the guy that's going to keep track of the room he's in. And then we'll go player, we'll initialize it in the constructor. Player equals new player, whatever you want to call it. And then I think maybe the best way to move over this field is to start by looking at current room. So there's two cases of that we have to think about in trying to move this variable over to player, this current room variable. So one is one thing that we do with the variable is we assign a value to it, right? Like when we say current room equals something. And the other case is when we access that variable, when we get the information out of it. Okay, so so actually, I think what we should do first is let's make in game, first of all, let's make setters and getters for current room, for that variable. So let's do, they can be private, set current room, and that's going to be a room. And for now, we'll stick with our current room, and then we're going to change this to use player. Current room equals room. I just want to make sure we're not breaking anything before we get going here. And then private, and then we're going to get a room. Okay, so get current room, return current room. Okay, so the first step, what I'm going to do as a first step is every place where we assign a value to current room, we'll use this method, and every place we access the value of current room, we'll use this method. And then that way, and basically, it's really important, especially when you're making big changes, to go, step by step, so that you don't get yourself in trouble. It's really easy to slip up with these things. So this is a good way, and this is actually a lot faster, is to be careful about it, and you'll end up with a lot less debugging and stuff if you're just really thoughtful about how you make these changes. So so let's look again. So wherever we have current room equals, we're going to use this set room method. So I'll say next current room equals. I don't have to change it there. Okay, so now I'm going to say, I think I can just paste it. Did I copy it? Yeah. Set room trunk. Okay, and any place else? Okay, down here we have it. I'll say set room, next room. Don't have it anyplace else. That's it. Okay, so this is just back up in our setter. Okay, so now let's see where we just have current room, where we're just kind of accessing it. And we're going to replace that with get current room. Here, let's copy. In fact, we can replace it with this whole thing, right? So I'll say copy, next, current room. Okay, that's where we're setting it. Okay, so here, where we have println, we can just replace the variable current room with our method call to current room. And like I said, the idea here is that what we're eventually going to do is in this method call, we're going to have a call to the player. So player is going to be storing current room instead of game. And then this way, if we can get rid of every instance of the current room variable in our game class. Okay, so here, do the same thing, yoink, and here, because we only want to see current room in the player class. Current room. Okay. Okay, so now let's see, make sure it still compiles. And I'm not going to do this right now on the video, but you should also, as you're stepping through, you should test it and make sure it's working, right? But I'm just, trying to give you an idea of step-by-step heads up. So yeah, you want to make sure like the whole thing compiles, that you can, play the game. Oh, see, I might have just broke something here. Let's see. I got a null pointer on line 33, my constructor here, where it says create rooms. And wait, it says on line 33 is where we call create rooms, and then it says there's a thing in create rooms on line 95. Let's see, 95, where we're trying to add an item, and then it says line 92. Oh wait. Oh, line 92 of room. Oh, it says add item. Oh, it says items is. Has items not been instantiated here? Hash set items. Yeah, I see exits getting initialized, but I don't see items getting initialized. Items. Yeah, so we need items equals new hash set. And let's make it a collection of items. I'm glad I tested. I didn't even see that before. Okay, so let's try it again. Let's see. Compile. Okay, there we go. Alright, so I'm just going to quit here. So yeah, so testing is important. Okay, so let's go back to this business here. So we did set current room, get current room, blah blah blah. So so the goal is, what we want now is to say, see, we have this player now. Instead of setting the current room this way, we should be able to say, we should be able to say player dot enter room, right? And let that be the room. And what do we have for the, and then get room is the getter, right? So then return player dot get room. Okay, so let's compile that. And so now let's try. I'm just going to comment it out. We should be able to get rid of current room in here. You like? Yep, it compiled. There's this lint stuff. I'll take a look at that and see exactly where that's coming from, and let you know. It's when it says warnings from last compilation, it really means just warnings. It's not going to kill your your program. But I'll check into that and see what that's about and let you know. Okay, but that's the basic idea for transferring, and we can get rid of this one now. For transferring all your room stuff, or your current room field from game to player. Okay, and I'll leave it to you. You see how much time you have. If you want, it might even be a good exercise to move this stack, over to the player. But not a high priority. Higher priority is getting through all the other exercises. But this is an important piece. Understanding, moving that field and giving the player the responsibility of keeping track of what room they're in. All right. So do make that change, and what you'll notice is also you'll get arrows going from game to player as well as player to room and all that. All right, so go ahead and make that change, and I'll look up what's going on with that lint thing and let you know.